Hello and welcome to the channel. It's Erad coming up with the latest updates regarding Star Citizen of 3.22, which is still in EPTU Wave 1 right now. I don't know why it's in EPTU and not the regular PTU, but anyway, it's another topic for another day, I suppose. And so today we are going to try to have a first look at the new Derelict settlements, which are now in the game, at least in the PTU, and there are quite a few of them. Indeed, they are located on both Hurston and Microtech, and some of the locations on Hurston include Zephyr, Maker's Point, Ludlow, Pickers Field, Finn's Folly, Weeping Cove, Cutter's Rig, and Rappel, whereas Microtech is going to have Frostbite, Razor's Edge, Bloodshot Ridge, Harper's Point, Astor's Clearing, Morlang Hills, and Dunborough. And so, not all of these locations are going to have markers. Some of them are going to be more discreet, which means that you are only going to see them via some missions, while some are going to have markers and are going to be public. These locations are known to be neutral, so they are not aligned with any of the factions of the verse. So no UE, not aligned with the UEE, not aligned with Microtech or any of the big corporations. They're just people doing their own thing. Sometimes they are independent civilians, sometimes they are members of some other factions like the Dusters, so they might be aligned with some criminals as well, which could explain why they may not have markers. Some of them even include some clear all missions where you have to go and kill everybody on site. Some other missions have their about containers, and you can also do a little bit of trading at these locations as well. First, we are going to go to this location on Hurston, and in this location, well, once I arrived, of course it was at night, and something that was really surprising for me was that the air on Hurston is so toxic that you cannot go out without a helmet or the plastic bag hat, and this is something that was not there in the game before. And I remember going out there on Hurston without any, sometimes even naked, and I had no problem at all. They've added the toxicity in the atmosphere of Hurston, and so you're gonna have to be careful, because otherwise your character is going to get sick very quickly. So at the Outposts, well, there are a couple of derelict buildings, obviously looking very rusty and quite abandoned. Well, not really abandoned, because there are NPCs there, but they look like wrecks, and that's what you should be expecting. There are also trade terminals where they are buying construction materials, something that you can get from salvaging, which is the new gameplay that's coming up in 3.22, or at least the fracture mode of salvaging. So after that, I tried to visit some outposts on Microtech as well. That this is the patch from today. So on Hurston, that was yesterday's patch. This is today's patch. I tried my best because we're getting 30Ks after 30Ks. I've had like 330Ks in the 15 minutes, so that was pretty bad. And I'm not the only one here. Seems like it's a major complaint from the people who have told me about this patch here. But I still managed to go to one of the derelict outposts, looking pretty nice indeed. Looks like it was built around a wrecked reclaimer, just like Ghost Hollow. Imagine a friendly version of Ghost Hollow. That's how it looks like, with some fences around, and it seems to have the same array of derelict buildings and maybe some shops too, but I was not able to go further deeper into the outpost simply because, once again, as you can see, another 30k, so well, that's not very good. There are other updates to talk about with this latest patch, and this includes the FS9, which was nerfed once again. The FS9, which used to have 150 bullets, now has been reduced to only 75, but it makes sense because the FS9 now does not fire as quickly as it used to, so the ammos don't get depleted as they used to as well. It's starting to become a precision gun, which is great because it was already very accurate and very powerful, so it's starting to be the gun that it was supposed to be, and I like that quite a bit. So there we have it, guys. That's what we had to say here. First look of the inhabited derelict settlements. We are going to have more videos about those. Right now it's not very playable, but well, eventually the devs are going to be working on making it more playable. I have been Erad, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.